mind your P's and Q's. Hasn't got nothing to do with please and thank yous or pints and quarts, and it's all to do with the Aryan language, the one true language that we all spoke. A universal language from Old Persian. And the P speaking group is Welsh, Cornish and Breton, and the Q speaking group is Scottish, Gaelic and Manx. I'll say that again, the P speaking group was Welsh, Cornish and Breton, and the Q speaking group was Scottish, Gaelic and Manx. And the way they divided you was the A become an R, and the B become a V, and the G become a C, which is interchangeable with K and Q, and the D become a T, and the R is just interchangeable with all of the vowels. And I'll give you some examples where the C and the K, one group might say church and the other group might say kirk. Kirk and church are one and the same thing, you're just speaking the same tongue but differently. See, Caesar becomes Kaiser, Kaiser becomes Caesar, and Celtic with a C becomes Celtic with a K. If it's spelt with a C, it's a Roman C, and if it's spelt with a K, it's Greek. We spell bank with a K, other countries spell it with a C, and in France they spell it with a Q. All of these letters are interchangeable. It's the same with the D and the T, and I'll give you some examples with tree and dree. One spelt with a T and one spelt with a D. And some more examples would be guten Tag to good day, or Mittwoch to midweek. The T and the D are interchangeable from do to to. The same with the S, depending on what group you are, whether you spell it with a Z, an X or a C, depends on what speaking group you are. And the same with the N and the M. In Europe we all do and in Portugal they do for the number one. All of our number ones are interchangeable. If you just start with the letter N, all you've got to do is add the vowels A, E, I, O and U, and sometimes Y, which we'll come back to. So if you just add on different vowels to the letter N, Ain, En, Ein, Own, Ono, Unu, Uni, Una, Una, Un, or even Nay, Ni, Night, they all mean number one in 100 tongues in the Roman Z languages. Because all of the fools, the vowels are the fools, because they fooled us all for millennia, A, E, I, O and U. They all mean number one, and this is how to learn 100 number ones really easily. You just take all the vowels out and you'll be back with the original letter N for one. It's the same with day, di, do and do. Depending on how you spell it, this is the French way, D and E. This is the Hebrew way with a D-I. This is the English way with an A-Y. This is maybe Spanish. This is Old Greek. This is Modern Greek where we get diameter or diameter. And that is Latin, Deo. All of these, like I say, they're all interchangeable. So dis, das, dec, deca and dici all just mean a 10. And this is a Roman 10 and this is a Chinese 10. They all mean A10 or Arten, and the Arten is Odin or Adonai. The not, the naught, the nat, net, nit, not, no. And the ton, tan, ten, tin, ton and time, where we get sun tan or sol tun. The sol being the sun and the tun also being the sun. If you put the hyphen back in, it's just sun, sun repeated. That's why we got sun tan. All of these words, the N and the T, you just add all the vowels in. It don't matter if you do Asian or a tone or at one. All of these words come from the East Star, the Arten, where all knowledge comes from, the East Star, which is the Arten. And the free root consonant of which is the R. When you split the atom, or the Arten, the T and the N, this is from where all of our words come from. you imagine a padlock with just 3 keys on it, and all of these letters underneath would be interchangeable, but the N just goes to a letter M, as in Arten and autumn, the fall of the Arten when the sun falls to its lowest point. Cut for a minute.